What was Cindy's response to that?
I'll do anything I can to find Kaylee. I'm just trying to find Kaylee.
So she accepted this barrage of verbal abuse, and that was her only response.
She might have said something else, but basically, yeah, she was taking it.
Now, you stayed there overnight. I'm sure there
Sorry?
was you stayed there overnight. I'm sure. Where'd you guys sleep?
Me and Casey slept in Casey's room.
Okay, and so that was some private time away from the rest of everyone.
Cindy was in there too on the floor.
She was?
Yeah, she ended up sleeping on the air mattress, or falling asleep in there because we were watching House.
In Casey's room?
On a blow-up mattress. Because George was at work, is when he had first started going back to work. And we were in there watching TV. I had to work the next morning, so I was ready for bed, like, early. We watched a movie. And then I was like, I'm ready to go to bed. Turned on the TV. House was on. I fell asleep watching House. We didn't talk about anything.
Does Cindy ever tell you not to ask Casey any specific questions? Cindy or George or Lee? Did anyone ever tell you not to ask Casey any particular question?
Not that I can recall.
They didn't direct you to ask her anything, try to get information out of her.
Not that I can recall.
Did they live as if they thought that house was bugged?
Absolutely.
They did. What did they say in regards to that?
Kate, when I was there with Casey, Casey was whispering to me and saying, we don't know what's in here right now. It was more Casey than it was them. I just, I can't say anything now. Wait till this is all over, and that's what I have so much to tell you. But, yeah, she definitely thought the house was bugged.
So that was her reason not to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the first time you ever heard Casey yelling at Cindy?
Like that, yes, absolutely.
What about like other ways? I don't yell at my mom.
Yeah, besides like you screaming, "Hey mom, can you do this? Hey mom, can you do that?" Like no,
arguments, though.
No arguments. No, I don't believe I've ever heard her argue with the two of them.
Casey ever tell you about an argument they had on Father's Day? Or Cindy ever tell you about an argument they had on Father's Day the day before Kaylee went missing and they left the house? Tell me about that.
I don't think Casey ever told me about it. I don't think Cindy ever did either. Not that I can recall.
Anyone ever tell you about the argument that they had? Think hard.
On the news.
But no, I'm talking about any one of the...
Personal, like someone telling me. I remember George saying he remembered seeing Kaylee that day leave. But it might have been the day after Father's Day.
No, but what about an argument before she left?
No, I don't think anybody ever did.
How about the second birthday party I wanted to come back to? I have a couple things I want to ask you. That birthday party, you said that she was a little perturbed regarding her mother acting as if she was maybe the mom and running the party. Mm-hmm. Was there an exchange on that day? Did she get work? Did Casey get mad at her that day and yell at her? Or
I didn't see it. Like I said, Casey pulled me aside and was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe my mom's doing. This is supposed to be Kaylee's day. I'm her mom. She's not her mom."
What was she doing that was so terrible?
Like, the little kid sits down, the mom sits behind him and helps him open presents. And that's what Cindy was doing instead of Casey doing it.
Jealousy, then.
Yeah,
okay.
I guess.
And who was there at that party?
Me. Casey, obviously. Cindy. I definitely know one of Lee's friends, Brian, was there. A couple more of Lee's friends were there. I don't know their names.
Brian, his roommate, Brian Lufkin, right?
Brian Lufkin, yes. I want to say that Corey, Yasin, Sean were there. I'm almost certain that the three of them are there. I think that girl Christina was there. I don't know Christina's last name. I think George was there. And I think maybe Lee and Mallory were there. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
So nobody that acted in the capacity of babysitter attended the second birthday party that you know other than...
Not that I can recall. Mm-mm.
Did you ever babysit?
Oh, Lauren and Mandy were there.
They were.
Mm-hmm.
So Lauren's the closest thing to a babysitter that you know of.
Yes.
And that we are aware of.
Yes.
Did you ever babysit Kaylee one time? Ever?
No, sir.
Never. You didn't
No,
get
sir.
to hold her, you said.
Yeah, I couldn't even hold her, let alone Casey leave her with me.
If aside from you and Melina, and maybe even Lauren, who would you say was closest to Casey?
Sean was definitely her best guy friend. It was Big Brother.
Who else?
Um,
If we had to go to one person that could tell us Casey's life story, that was really close to Casey, and that would be considered one of her best friends. You were her best friend from 06, 07. Who would that be?
I know she got very close with Amy. Lauren, she always went back to Lauren. Melina. Sean. Me, obviously. Her and her brother were close. I can't think of anyone else.
Let me go back to that anything but close party. Something just came up. Tell me about there was an incident at the anything but close party.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
Casey's, one of her ex-boyfriends, Brandon, was there. And I believe that's when he started dating his now wife. I think she was there too, and they were there together. And Casey got very upset because she was very, very in love with Brandon. And I guess she pulled him aside. He was intoxicated. She pulled him aside, went to talk to him out front, maybe have a heart-to-heart. I don't know what was said, but I know they were out front. Casey came running to the back, bawling hysterically, getting the people she came with to leave.
What was it about?
From what I was told, it was her telling him, "I still love you. I want to be with you."
Nothing about a pregnancy.
She had told me that she had gotten pregnant by him and that she miscarried Valentine's Day, coincidentally on Valentine's Day.
That's what she told you. Did she tell you that before or after the anything but close party?
Oh, I knew when she was pregnant, quote unquote.
Okay, so she told you at the time that she said she was pregnant.
Yep,
She was pregnant. Did she say whose it was?
Brandon's.
And did she say anything about what her mom was going to say about her being pregnant again?
Oh yeah. She
Tell me
didn't want
about
her
that.
parents to know.
Was she actually pregnant?
I never saw a doctor's visit, a pregnancy test, anything to confirm it. I had doubts that she was pregnant.
But she told you, I am
She
pregnant.
told me she was pregnant.
The first time you remember her saying that was when? Anything but close party was May of this year.
May of
Oh, I'm sorry, May of 08.
May of 08. She miscarried, quote unquote miscarried, February 14th, 2008. I believe. Yes, 2008. And no, it couldn't have been then. It could have had to have been 07.
Anything but close party was 08.
Yes, but when because I had just broken up with Dante. I'm sorry. Dante and I moved out of Sawgrass in 07. It had to have been February of 07 then. Because 08 is when we quit being friends. Oh, late 07. I'm sorry.
Just take your time if you need to. We know the argument happened at the anything but close party.
And Memorial Day, is that in May? May. That was then. She had to have been pregnant, quote unquote. Kaylee would have been 3. Her second birthday was 07.
Mm-hmm.
It had to have been. I'm trying to think. I remember being Valentine's Day, but it couldn't have been 08 because that was just now. She dated Brandon.
That was a year ago.
Well, it had to have been 07 then. It had to have been 07.
So she would have gotten pregnant in January 07 or late 06.
I think it was then December.
She had just had.
Kaylee was like a year and a half.
When she had her miscarriage, did she call you? Because
Yes.
the miscarriage was 07. Did she call you like right after it happened?
That's what she said.
Where did it happen?
She said she was at home and she was bleeding and she called her doctor and it was all on a Saturday. Was Valentine's Day on a Saturday? It was on a Saturday because they're thinking, what doctor is going to go? Because she said she called her doctor and the doctor met her at the office. But I remember it being on a Saturday because I was like, you know, my mom's best friend works for my doctor and he wouldn't meet me at the office on a Saturday.
So she was at home. when she
Called
had
the doctor.
miscarriage.
Called the doctor. Met the doctor at the doctor's office. Oh, you had a miscarriage.
What about her mom? Was her mom home?
I don't believe so.
Was anyone
Her
else
mom
home that you
didn't-
know of?
No, I don't think.
She was alone at home on a Saturday.
Maybe.
And she went to her doctor's, and then what else?
That was it. Everything was okay. She had a miscarriage.